Hi, this is Joe recording for WP Mayor, and today I'm having a look at the WooCommerce Abandoned Cart Pro plugin for WordPress. This plugin has been developed by Tyche Softwares, who have developed a range of plugins for WooCommerce, some of which we'd featured already on WP Mayor. So the plugin we're looking at today works with WordPress and WooCommerce, so if you're using those two options to power your e-commerce store, this is a plugin that should be of interest to you. Now, the purpose of this plugin is to reduce the number of abandoned shopping carts that you have at your store, and according to a recent study, around 70% of shopping carts on average are abandoned. And just in case you weren't aware, an abandoned cart is when a customer or a potential customer adds items to their shopping cart but leaves your site before they've completed the transaction. This means you don't get the sale on the products they are intending to buy. Now, there can be many reasons why someone might abandon their shopping cart. This could be maybe they were called away before they got a chance to pay, their chosen method of payment was declined, they didn't have a chance to get another one, or maybe once they got to the checkout and the shipping and the tax was added, the total was more than they were expecting to pay, so they just left your store without buying anything. So if there was a way that you could reduce the abandoned carts on your store, I'm sure it would be of interest to you, and this is what this plugin aims to help you with. So how does it work? Once a customer adds items to their cart, and then after a certain amount of time has elapsed and they haven't checked out, your website will automatically send them an email using one of the templates reminding them that they've got items in their cart and providing a link so they can easily revisit the cart and complete their shopping. You can send multiple emails, so you could send one after an hour, one after a day, one maybe 2 days later. So that sounds pretty interesting and something that should be of interest to most e-commerce store owners. So let's take a look and see how the plugin actually works. Now, as I said before, this plugin works with WooCommerce, so if you do want to use it, it will need to be on a WooCommerce powered e-commerce store. So once you've installed WooCommerce and then this Abandoned Cart Pro plugin, you can access it from the WooCommerce submenu and click on Abandoned Carts. Now, from this plugin is divided up into 5 tabs, and the design is in keeping with the WordPress user interface, so it's easy to navigate. And the first tab shows you any abandoned orders that have been registered on your site. So this is something that you couldn't see before with WooCommerce, but now with this plugin installed, you'll get an idea of how many people are abandoning their shopping carts on your site. And this tells you information about the customer, the total of the order, so what would have been spent on your site, how many items, the date, if they've used a coupon code, and the status. So this is normally abandoned, but if the customer comes back and creates a new cart, this will be detailed in the status. So you can also delete these if you want to clear the history. So if we look at the settings, we should get a better idea of how the plugin actually works and how it can be configured. So if you do want to start using this plugin, you just check this box. Now, a good thing about the plugins from Tyche Softwares is that while they're pretty straightforward and easy to understand, they often always provide a tooltip here which further clarifies what the option does. So that's pretty handy to have. Now, this second option is the cart abandoned cutoff time. So whatever time you set in here, once this time's elapsed and the customer hasn't purchased, they'll get sent an email. So you probably want to set this quite high, because most people will add something to their cart and not check out after 1 minute, and you don't want to bombard them with emails before they even had a chance to finish browsing your store. So maybe an hour would be a good value to put in here. And then, as you can, all the abandoned carts are stored in your history you can set a date for when to delete them when you've given up, hoping for them to come back. And you can set the site admin to have notifications when a successful recovery has been made. And you can also track coupons, because this plugin actually allows you to send a coupon to a customer in order to give them incentive to come back and finish shopping at your store. So that's the settings page. So now if we look at the next tab, which is the templates. Now, as I've discussed, the way the plugin works is it automatically sends an email to customers who abandon their cart on your store. So in order for that to work, you need to create some email templates. Now, out of the box, this plugin doesn't come with any templates, but it's pretty easy to create your own. So if we just click on the Add New Template button, you can give your template a name, and you can set the email date, the email address to show who it's from, and you can create your message here. Now, you've got this familiar post editor here, but it's also got a few extra buttons, and this is to insert custom fields. And here you can see you can personalize your emails by including the customer names, the date, so you can give them more information about their abandonment, include a coupon code. Now, the coupon codes use the standard WooCommerce coupon functionality, so you would create your coupon codes using the WooCommerce coupon submenu, and from there you can create coupons that maybe give them a 10% discount, give them a discount covering the shipping. It's up to you really. And you can also insert a link to their shopping cart into the email, so this will display a link that they can quickly click on from their inbox and get taken straight to the shopping cart and then hopefully check out. So if we go back to the email templates, you can have a look at one that I created earlier. So this is the first email. So if we go edit, so this is what you could send to someone as the first email once you've noticed, or once the plugin's noticed, that they've abandoned the cart. So the subject just says, was there a problem with checkout? You're just sending them a friendly email inquiring why they didn't check out and giving them a way to complete the order. So it just says, hello, I noticed you didn't finish shopping, was there a problem? There's a link to their shopping cart there, and a link to the shop at the end. And that's a pretty sort of innocent email to send. You're not pestering them, you're just giving them an easy way to get back to your store. So that's sent 1 minute after abandonment, which is probably too soon, so I'd recommend you set that to at least an hour. And then the second email, this gets sent 1 day. If they haven't clicked on the link in that first email and completed their purchase, the following day my store will automatically send them another email. This time it says, we notice you still haven't come back to finish your shopping, but to maybe make it a bit easier for you, we've included a coupon code that gives you a 10% discount on the final total of your shopping cart. There's a link to the cart, and I've included the coupon code here, and that'll give them a code they can enter and get a 10% discount. So that should give them an extra incentive to come back. And you can create as many of these as you want. So you could send one the next day giving them maybe 20% discount and so on. But it's best to not overdo it because you don't want to annoy your potential customers. Now the next tab to look at is the recovered orders. So this allows you to see how the plugin's performing on your site, and you can search through abandoned carts that have been recovered using these preset date ranges, or you can add a period here and search. So just on my test site it says during the selected range 5 carts totaling over £1,000 were abandoned, and because it's a test site I haven't actually recovered any, but if it was a live site and I did manage to recover some, you'd find out here. So this is a premium plugin, but you could quickly see if it's paying for itself after not too long by checking these stats. And that's about it for the recovered orders. Now the next tab is sent emails, so you can check all the emails that have been sent by the plugin. And again, you can search by date. You can use the predefined date ranges or create your own date range. And it's quite a nice feature of this plugin, is it tracks how many emails were opened and how many links were clicked. So although the plugin doesn't provide any functionality for split testing your recovery emails, you can at least get a kind of rough idea if they're opening your emails. So maybe you need to change your subject line, whether they're clicking on the links. So if they're not clicking on the links but they're opening the emails, maybe you need to provide more generous discounts. And you can see when they were sent, if they are opened, which template they opened. And that's it for sent emails. So let's take a look at one of these emails and see what they actually look like. Now if I go to my inbox, again it's from the test site, so it's from me to me, but this is what the email would look like. You can also add HTML, you can add images, so you can really personalize those emails and make them identifiable from your store. So you can put your logo in there, your background images, so when it arrives in their inbox the customer knows that it's not a suspicious email, it is from where it says it is. So you can just see it's got a link to my cart. If we click on that, it should take me back to the store. And there you can see I'm right back in my cart. All I need to do is proceed to checkout, enter my payment details, and you've just recovered a purchase that might not have happened otherwise. So from the customer's point of view, they don't really know you're using this functionality on your store until they get the email, and then it's up to them whether they decide to return to your store and complete the transaction or not. Now the plugin is currently on version 2, and a new feature or an improvement that was made to the plugin was that it's able to send recovery emails to non-registered customers at your store, but they do need to add their email address during the checkout process. So previously a customer would register an account at your store, the email would be held in the database of your site, and once they abandon their cart that email would be used. But with the upgrade, the customer doesn't have to register to create an account at your store, but they do need to get to a certain point in the checkout where they have entered their email address, which is on this page here. So this would be an example of a customer that hadn't registered, but they're just filling out their order details and then they abandon their cart. So while this plugin doesn't catch every user who abandons a cart, it does send emails to those who have provided an email address. So that covers our look at the WooCommerce Abandoned Cart Pro plugin. Now this is a premium plugin, so to use it on a single store it will cost you $79, and to use it on 5 stores it will cost $199, and to use it on an unlimited amount of stores it will cost you $229. But as this plugin's main purpose is to increase the number of sales that you make on your site, it should be able to pay for itself pretty quickly. And if you remember the statistic that I mentioned at the beginning of this review, which was that 70% of e-commerce shopping carts get abandoned, if you can just use this plugin to reduce that number slightly, then it should pay for itself in no time at all. So while this plugin should increase your bottom line and then help recover some shopping carts, it's also worth pointing out that it is very easy to use. The settings are very simple. You pretty much just turn the plugin on, set the intervals of when to send out the emails, create a couple of templates, and away you go. And You can choose to use this plugin with shopping discount coupons, but you don't have to. So if you're not really keen on offering discounts to your customers, you can just send out simple reminder emails providing a link back to your store for extra convenience. But if you do want to go that extra step further and offer discounts, you can use the coupon functionality of WooCommerce to create discount coupons. So I highly recommend this plugin. If you're running an e-commerce store using WooCommerce, it's something that you should definitely take a closer look at. And if you want the full details of this plugin and our in-depth review, head over to wpmayor.com and have a search for the WooCommerce Abandoned Cart Pro plugin, or follow the link beneath this video, and that'll provide you everything you need to know about this plugin and also a link to the store to buy it should you be interested. Thank you.